So after several hours of playing Silent Hill 2, I finally completed the game twice. First time I played it on hard, so hard combat difficulty, and then I played it on hard puzzle at the same time. Because truth be told, I'm a little bit of a achievement slut, and I like to get achievements and trophies in the games that I play. Um, but when you play Silent Hill 2 for the first time, as many of you probably know, that all the achievements are secret. So I never wanted to look at the achievement list before I played the game. So what I did was I just started it on the hardest difficulty with the assumption that there was going to be some sort of achievement for beating it that way. And there was not. So I literally played the game on the hardest difficulty. It probably took me 16 hours to get through it like that. So I did that, popped no achievement. So after I finished the game, I went through and I uncovered all the achievements and found out there was no trophy for it. So that's pretty disappointing. So it is what it is. But the second time I played it, which I just finished last night, was on easy, completely easy difficulty, because I wanted to mop up a couple more achievements, but I also wanted to get the collectible achievements. Shout out to Power Picks if you guys use that YouTube channel for collectible guides. But I did a walkthrough with that, and I wanted to go through it and kind of take a peek at some of the areas. I mean, I guess again, because not really as closely as I did the first time, I guess, because I was also trying to finish the game in less than 10 hours, and I did. So I finished it in, I think, 6, so maybe 6.5. So I think total play time for Silent Hill 2, I'm sitting around 21, 22 hours with still one more playthrough to go because I got to beat it on New Game Plus. But now that I've finished it twice, of course, I have some thoughts that I can formulate. As one of you have mentioned, and if you're watching this video, one of you mentioned in my previous video that my last Silent Hill 2 video, I was in a way just kind of saying that I really enjoyed the game a lot, and I did, and I still do. But I think I was so just infatuated with it because I love it when new survival horror comes out, because it gives me a reason to sit down and play a horror game. And I love horror games, especially ones that I haven't played that are really good. But I was so infatuated with it that I didn't, I guess, critique it per se. It was more of just me playing it for the first 7 hours and just absolutely adoring it, because it was also new to me. But I have completed it now. I've completed it twice, and I got 2 different endings. I feel wildly differently about both of the endings I got. So if you haven't finished Silent Hill 2 and you don't really want spoilers for it, I will be kind of talking about the endings I got. Of course, I'm going to play a New Game Plus run and try to get more endings, but right now I have 2 endings, and I'm going to discuss them. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds. If you want to kind of get out, come back later, you're more than welcome to. A couple more seconds. Okay, cool. So the first time I played through the game, I got the Maria ending. I wasn't trying for it, because funnily enough, weirdly enough, I actually really liked Maria as a character, but I don't know why, because at the time I didn't understand the story so far, because you're just kind of playing it in the moment. So I didn't really understand what Maria kind of represented the first time I played through the game. And whenever I was playing it and you kind of discover her, I was really liking her as a side character. I knew that I guess she was just bad omen for oh my God, why am I drawing a blank? James. James Sunderland. I know she was kind of like a bad omen for him, weirdly, looks just like his wife, but it's the version of his wife that he I guess would prefer, if I'm understanding correctly. I don't know. But the first time I saw her in the game, basically I thought she was great. She was keeping our character company, but she was also weirdly mysterious and kind of to herself, but also not. It was weird. It was kind of all over the place. So I spent a lot of the first playthrough whenever she's in the hospital, the Brookhaven hospital, I would go in and check on her, unknowing to me that it would give me new cutscenes and stuff of that particular interaction. So like you get cutscenes for that, or like when you're in the labyrinth area and then she's like alive again after she was murdered like once or twice. And she's alive and she's in that like prison cell, and I would go down there and check on her because I'd be like, bro, that's my homie, I want to make sure she's good. But I unintentionally got the Maria ending the first time, and that ending, it's not my cup of tea. In my headcanon, at least for the 2 endings that I got, that ending being so, I know that James is a bad guy, by the end of the game. He's not a great character in terms of just like how he is. Like, sure, he didn't make great decisions, but that ending I feel like makes him more of a piece of shit than what the game already makes him out to be. But I don't know. It felt like to me like Left Turn kind of piece of shit. Like it just kind of came out of nowhere, because the whole game he's really calm and his demeanor is chill and he's just trying to figure things out. But that ending is so like the way he was like demanding Maria to like walk with him and do all that stuff. I just felt, I don't know. It just felt kind of out of character for him in those moments. Like, I don't know. It was neat. Not my favorite ending. Now, my second playthrough, I got I believe it's the Leave ending, I think is what it's called. And that one felt a lot better because that one felt a lot more realistic to me. It felt a lot more in line of kind of like what we were seeing in the story, because it kind of felt like, he's sitting at Mary's bedside and he's just kind of confessing to her that he hated her, that like, and it's so fucked up because it's not even like Mary's fault that she got this disease, and it's causing all these feelings, not only for her, but for James. And I think that's what makes the game like so good, is these characters are so layered in a way that I just haven't seen in a lot of horror games. And it really puts a lot of games to shame, and it makes me mad that I haven't played this game until now. But like the way that he just hated her because she was in the hospital and he was spending all this time with her, and it was kind of like, I guess, ruining his life, like, outside of the hospital, but her life is already being ruined because she's dealing with this disease, and she feels so pathetic and she hates herself for it. Like, there's so many things that are fucked up and wrong about like the whole situation. And that ending to me, it felt very definitive. I think I've read online that there are other people there's other endings. I think like the In Water ending is a popular, I guess, fan choice as like the canon ending. But for me, the Leave ending so far, I'm feeling pretty good about that one. That one kind of makes it feel, I don't know, I guess like full circle for me, sort of. But I don't know. I guess it would make sense if James just kind of like offed himself at the end with the In Water ending, but because I have like looked up some of the endings since I finished it. But anyway, so yeah, really good. Both endings, I liked both of them. Really liked the Leave ending probably the most. But overall, as a game, I think it's excellent. Now, there are some issues I think I have with it. Like, I think the game is too long. Now, this might be because when I initially played it, I played it on hard, and that could very well be the reason why the game felt as long as it did. So I don't know. That's probably exactly what it was. And now I feel like, I don't know, my second playthrough only took me like 6 hours. But the first time I played it, the very first time going through on hard puzzle, it took me like 16 hours. And it did get to the point where some of the areas felt kind of long. So it felt like they were kind of dragging a little bit. And I hate saying that because the game itself is just wonderful. But there was areas towards the end of the game, kind of like the Lakeview Hotel, kind of like the Labyrinth especially. But those areas felt very lengthy towards the end just because I feel like you do so much in all of the areas leading up to it, like in the Toluca prison and the apartments, like the Lakewood. I think it's Lakewood. Is it Lakewood? No, it's Woodside and Blue Creek apartments. Like the apartments like felt like the apartments especially were like really long. And then starting at the beginning of the game, even like Silent Hill itself, like I am the type of person that when I play these games, I go through every single area and I'm looking for everything. And in this particular game, there's, the glass breaking mechanic. So you can break glass on the building exteriors, and you can find like, health items and weapons, and not weapons, but ammunition for your weapons hidden in these little areas. So I was searching for everything. So I was going anywhere that I could, I was going there. So as someone who plays a game like that, like every area, I was searching everything top to bottom. Even when it started to feel like it was going to drag, everything top to bottom, I was looking for anything and everything that I could, because I try not to do like collectible guides naturally the first time I play through a game, because I just want to experience it. So I wanted to go through and kind of find everything as it was going. But this game, it's really good. Enjoyed it. It felt like it went on for a while. It just felt like it went on for a while. Now, once again, it very well could be because I played the game on hard, and that's probably what made it drag a little bit further, because some of the puzzles were even harder on hard, naturally. But there was things like that. But I do feel like if you could cut out one of the areas in the game, I don't want to say remove it completely, but almost, because the game, you don't want to do something like that. But I guess in a different world, if you were to remove one of the areas, because I think there's like 5 main areas in the whole game, but if you were to remove one, I think that it would help with the time and the pacing of the game a little bit, because there were moments where I'm like really invested in these cutscenes and I'm really trying to figure out like what's going on, because as someone who's never played the game, I didn't know where the story was going to go, and every time a cutscene would play, it would like pull you a little bit further in, and I'd be a little bit more interested to see what's going on. And man, it was working too. But there was long stretches where you weren't seeing cutscenes like very often. Once again, could be because of my playstyle, but it made me feel like if at least one of the areas was just like not in the game, then I feel like the pacing could have been a little bit better. Maybe the length of the game could have been a little bit better. But overall, it's still, I feel like those are minor complaints, because the game on its own is still stellar. It is excellent, and it's so good I'm going to play it a third time because I just want to. And I might even buy it on my PlayStation just so I can have a physical copy to put on my shelf. And that says something to me about a game. If I want to own it physically and put it on my shelf, which that can't be said about everything. Sometimes I just buy games because they're like super cheap. Like I go to the store, you guys saw my Black Friday video. Sometimes I go to the store and they're just like super cheap. I don't own it. I'm like, hey, maybe I'll play it eventually. It's my physical backlog that I have back here. So anyway, but I probably will buy it on PlayStation, and then later on maybe even play it again before the Silent Hill 1 remake by Bloober Team comes out. But anyway, also, since we're kind of towards the end of the video anyway, we're kind of getting long on time for one of my yapping videos, but I did kind of want to do a really quick, just right here on the side of the screen, do a little quick ranking of the areas in this game. Starting with what is my least favorite. You guys literally won't believe this, or you will, but my camera died in the middle of me starting my list of the, least favorite areas of Silent Hill 2. So we're going to restart, or you probably saw the skip in the video. Anyway, starting from the top of my personal kind of least favorite areas in the game is definitely going to be Labyrinth. Labyrinth is, I feel like if you could cut any area of the game, I feel like Labyrinth would be the one that you could cut. It's a really short area. It's a lot of just finding things and just bringing them back and then jumping through holes and then restarting. And then it just feels it's a little repetitive, I guess, at times. Or it just feels that way because there's just so much of that in the game leading up to that point. But Labyrinth, it was okay. It was probably my least favorite area for sure. A lot of Pyramid Head, which is cool, but it's just probably my least favorite area, just overall. So, Labyrinth. We got it. Next is probably the Toluca Prison. Now, I've heard that Toluca Prison in the original game is not that great. So Toluca Prison in this game, it's all right. It kind of screams survival horror with the lights being off all the time, and you have to pull the switches to be able to turn the lights on for a short amount of time, solving the puzzles with the weights and then opening the different doors. Like, that's neat. It's intricate enough, and then each one of the areas is decent. It's I don't know, it's just really dark all the time, and sure, like that would be kind of a staple of survival horror, is just like darkness, but it's particularly dark, and I think because it's so dark all the time, It's not that appealing to me, though I still like it. I think it's a well-made area. It's pretty neat. But anyway, number 4. Wait, I wrote a list over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's number 5. So number 4 is probably Woodside and Blue Creek apartments. I did enjoy going into the apartments. I liked going through the apartments and kind of discovering all the different doorways, discovering all the different items, going up and down the different floors and finding the different keys and solving the chest puzzle in the main room. Like, I enjoyed the apartment side of it. It's kind of counterintuitive, but the other world versions, like the Blue Creek apartments and stuff like that, don't care for those quite as much. I don't know what it is. I like them because, I mean, that's just part of Silent Hill. It's just what it is. But it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't hit for me kind of like just the normal area would. The flip side of it, interesting, rusted. I don't know. Anyway, number 4 is probably the apartments. After that, it's definitely going to be the Brookhaven Hospital. And that's Brookhaven Hospital and the Otherworld version of it. Now, I liked the hospital because, of course, that's where the famous nurses get brought in. And I haven't played a proper Silent Hill game with the bobblehead, or is it the bubblehead nurses inside of it. And I mean, I played Silent Hill Origins when I was a kid, but I remember the nurses being in that game, but I don't really remember them. So as an adult playing this and then seeing that, I was like, oh, cool, this is sick. But then they were, some of the hardest enemies to fight in the game because you're practically playing Dark Souls against these shitheads. And the way you have to memorize how many knife strikes they're going to do or how many pipe swings they're going to do on you. But Brookhaven Hospital was cool. It was creepy. It was very layered. There's a bunch of different areas, lots of puzzles. It was cool. I liked Brookhaven Hospital. Number 2 for me is the Lakeview Hotel at the end, which I know sounds a little counterintuitive to what I was saying before, with how towards the end of the game I feel like it gets a little tired and it's kind of running for a little long. But as an area, just going room to room or discovering the shortcuts to the rooms or discovering, the keys to get into the rooms and finding the different items. That is really fun to me in a survival horror game. And I don't know what it is about that hotel setting, but it felt right. It just felt really good. I think as a closing area, it's great. And of course, there's a lot of history there with James and Mary and the whole 9 yards. And then on top of that, I mean, the hotel itself is modeled after the Stanley Hotel here in Colorado in Estes Park. And I've been there a few times in person, and not the upstairs area because you have to get a room if you go in person to actually go upstairs in the hotel. But at least in the main lobby area, it's like a spitting image of the Stanley Hotel almost. I mean, there's some small differentials, but it's really cool that they made it look as close as they did side by side. And then, of course, outside of that, my final is the one and only Silent Hill itself, the actual town. That's where I had, I think, the most fun in the game is anytime that you're outside and it's super foggy and you're going between the houses or between the buildings and discovering puzzles, like you're discovering the vinyl record in the beginning when you go to the record store and you have to go to Neely's bar and you have to kind of glue the record together and make it work. And that's how, you find out you get the key out of it and stuff like that. Going through the town, just building by building and kind of street by street and discovering everything. That was my favorite part of the entire game. It was that close Lakeview Hotel as a second. But there's the list there on the side. Agree, disagree. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it because this is just, as someone who's new to Silent Hill 2, these are just the things that I liked about it, or at least how I rank the areas. But cool. But that's really all I wanted to talk about today. A little bit of Silent Hill 2, my thoughts after completing it. Great game. There's some things I don't like about it, but overall, I would never miss it for the world. It's excellent. I cannot wait for the remake of Silent Hill 1 to come around. I feel like it's going to be a really good resurgence for Silent Hill, and I'm really hoping it gets announced at the Game Awards this next week. I don't know if this video is posting before that or after that, so you'll know. I'm going to date the video just by talking about the Game Awards after Silent Hill 2 drops on Xbox. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Silent Hill 2, and maybe even rank the areas too, because I'm curious on what you would think is the best areas in the game and the worst areas in the game. But if you've been around this long, because I know this video is gone for a long time. Give me a hoot and a holler down in the comment section down below. Like the video, of course, to support the channel. That really helps out a lot. And yeah, just leave me a comment, subscribe, do the whole thing, you know, if you like what we do here. Otherwise, I will see you guys next Sunday because I'm playing other stuff too that I really want to talk about. But otherwise, we'll see you soon. Hope you guys have a good one, and bye-bye.